Hello, my wonderful students. It is me, Miss Adriana. It's been a long time no see, but I'm so happy to be back on your guys' screen. And today's topic is going to be about planets, how planets are made. So I'm really excited about this because I learned some new things. I hope you guys learned some new things. So let's get started on our video. We're gonna be learning how planets such as Earth, Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, and Saturn are made. We do have more planets than the ones I just mentioned, but these were just a few that I wanted to show you guys. Or maybe some of the few that you guys might be more familiar with. For example, me, I'm really familiar with Saturn and of course Mars, because Mars is the big red planet. But yeah, there are many more planets which you guys could look into. Just go on your Google search and put planets in our solar system and you guys could check that out. But we're gonna get started with the video of how our planets are made. So planets start forming with particles of dust and gas. So it's basically a disk. Imagine you're putting everything in a bowl and your main ingredients are dust and gas. So you start mixing that all up and it starts to form into a planet. Have you guys seen how those, when like it's really windy and then those balls of they look like hay, start to form and they start to get bigger and bigger and bigger? So this is how planets are basically made. With the dust, it starts to travel and travel throughout our solar system. And with that, it starts to gain more, it attracts more dust, and we get a bigger ball and a bigger ball and a bigger ball until we have our planet. So that was really interesting for me because I thought only stars were made with gas, but I guess our planets are also made with gas. One thing that I also found really interesting is that when you have a planet that is close to a star, the star's wind blows away the gases. So that causes for the planet to be a bit more rockier than other planets that would be further away from the stars. But it makes it more rockier because it starts to blow away the gases, and the material that the stars attract is a bit more heavier than other material. So that's why you might see planets that are really close to stars to be a little bit more rockier, and the other ones that are further away, they look a little bit more smoother. If you guys have ever seen Saturn, you guys could see that Saturn has a ring around the planet. So it has a big ring floating around it, and this ring is made out of ice, dust, and rocks. So here's the ring and it's all made out of ice, dust, and rocks, and that's what is floating around the planet. So that's really interesting how Saturn has that ring and no other planet has that ring as well. So I thought it was really interesting because I'm like, why does Saturn only have it and not Earth or Mars or any other planet? One way that we could also know that planets are made with dust and rocks is, I don't know if you guys remember, but we used to have Pluto as a planet, but it's not a planet anymore because it got destroyed. Scientists figured out that it was just a rock, not actually a planet that was formed. It was just a rock and it disappeared. So yeah, we don't have Pluto as a planet anymore. So here's something just so you guys could get an idea of how the dust and other particles form into a planet. So here we have this. I'm sure you guys have seen this in a lot of Western movies. But you see how it's just rolling and just attracting more dust and more hay? Then that's basically how planets start forming. Like right now, this ball is pretty small, but throughout the way, it's gonna keep attracting more and more things. So it's gonna turn out to be a bigger ball. So when it started, it's probably really small, and then it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's basically how our planets are formed. If you guys have any questions, make sure to comment them down below. I hope you guys did learn something new, as I did. I learned, well, honestly, all of the things that I told you guys, I learned them new, because I had no idea that planets were made just out of dust, rocks. It's just very fascinating, and I've never really been into like looking at information for planets, but now that I did, I'm like really intrigued with it. It's really fascinating, and I learned something new that I didn't know about our solar system. So I hope you guys learned something as well. And as always, make sure to watch Miss Eileen's video also, and her video was how to become an astronaut. So if you're looking to be in NASA and becoming an astronaut, then make sure to watch her video. I know she might have some really good tips for you guys. But please go ahead and watch Miss Eileen's video right after you guys finish watching my video. And as always, stay safe. Keep studying really hard, pay attention in class, and keep joining us. Bye, guys.